This is the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. I've arranged this for acoustic guitar, capo at the 2nd fret. What I've done is given you a progressive example. So I'm going to strum it first, and then I'm going to use strumming with cross-picking. Then we're going to use chord inversions. And then I'm going to use those chord inversions again and add in some chord melody. So let's get started. The first chord is A sus2, which kind of looks like that. The next chord is E minor, G, D, and then A sus2 for 2 measures. It's in 6/8, so you're going to feel it like this: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and... If you're not used to counting or thinking about rhythm, I suggest you start thinking about rhythm and counting. Most guitar players don't want to do that, and it's a crime. I'm not saying that I do that all the time anymore because it's been a lot of years, but at the beginning and when I really started understanding and hanging around great drummers, they count, you know. It's a simple fact, you know. So if you're not counting 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1. And you can hear in my inflections of my voice where I want those accents to be. If I'm thinking it that way and I speak it that way, I'm going to play it that way. So try to count if you can. If not, just try to keep a beat with your metronome. Here it is at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 5, and 6, and 1. Now the song's a little bit faster than that, but I'm just trying to take it easy so we can learn it. So if you get through that and you get your metronome on 80 and you feel like you can keep that going for 3 minutes, that's good. But because the song is kind of repetitive, I wanted to add some different things in to show you what you can do with the tune that's just strumming to make it a little more interesting. So version 2, strumming with cross-picking. I'll slow it down and show you what I come up with. So I'm still thinking 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 in, but instead of 2 and 3 in as a main strum, I'm going to pick notes out of the chord to make it sound a lot more interesting. So I'm going to hit, on the downbeat, beat 1, I'm going to hit just these lower strings of the A chord. 4, I'm going to hit the upper strings, and then I'm going to come back and do the cross-picking in the middle. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 5 and 6 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 6. And that sounds really cool. That's a lot cooler than just strumming the main chord. So if you can get that, that's the next step. Now on G and D, I just left that the same, and then back to... So I only do that on the A minor, or I'm sorry, the A sus2 and the E minor chord. Okay, version 3 now. What I'm going to do is play chord inversions of the chord progression, which is A, E minor, G, and D. Well, this D I'm going to use. But I'm going to keep A, the open A string, underneath it the whole time as what they call a drone or a pedal tone. So I know it's not an A, by the way. I know it's a B because of the capo, but I'm just going to say it's the A string. And for the purposes of when I score things out, if you're looking at the sheet music that I sent, yeah, it says it's over an A, but just assume that the capo's off of there and then put the capo on accordingly. So, for instance, the 5th fret now is here, and we're going to use this shape. Now this becomes your A chord again, and it's the shape of an F chord, but it's up here. Now what you'll notice is when you play that, the melody becomes on top. Da 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 da. So when I'm doing these chord inversions, now the melody actually starts to sound on top of the chord, and it's like, oh, that's pretty neat, and that led me to version 4, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So here's your chord, A. Now I'm going to do E minor over A, and that looks like this. It's the 5th, the 4th, the 5th, and the 3rd. And then I'm going to do G over A, which is the 5th, the 4th, the 3rd, and the 3rd. Then I'm going to slide that down to the 4th, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 2nd, and that's D over A. And then we're going to go to the A sus2. So here they are again. A, E minor over A, G over A, D over A, and then A sus2. And now when you strum that, has a whole different sound to it. Okay, so that was the 3rd variation. The last variation, which I call version 4, we're going to do chord melody. So I'm still going to use a pick here. I'm going to hold these same shapes that I just learned in version 3, but this time I'm going to focus in and pick out the melody notes on top. So you're going to do this. And I'm going to use that 7th fret here and use my little finger. And now I'm going to go to that E minor over A and check it out. So that first melody note is here, the next one's there, it's right within the chord that you're holding. Passing tone, which is an F sharp 2nd fret here. And now I hold the G, no, a regular D chord, release, I'm sorry. Put that cross-picking thing back in at the end just to make it sound interesting. One more time. Okay, then on measure, measure 24, of it's version 4, but it's measure 24. It's going to do this again, but at the end of the phrase, he takes the melody up again. So all I'm going to do is this. So here's version 4, the chord melody all together. Okay, so to recap, version 1 of Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is version 2 hope that's interesting and helpful. And what I'm trying to do is show a progressive way that a professional guitar player, if you're just a strummer, and you know, a lot of people ask me, Doug, how do you break out of that? How can I add more things? So what I tried to do here was give you 4 progressive ways of thinking. And so if you just have a chord progression, you can start to now open it up and do cross-picking, try to find some chord inversions, and hopefully that chord inversion will have the melody note somewhere on the top, and you can start picking that melody note out, and then your playing becomes a lot more dimensional. So, alright, I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.